So I made this. What is this? Well, it's a table. Well, that's what it looks like, but it's not quite really what it's for. I'll explain a little bit more on why I designed this, and we'll go through it. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Canadian Maker Project. My name here is Ron. I'm here to help you with your creativity and ideas and, give you tips on 3D printing. So, in the last couple of weeks, I've been working on this little project. What is this? Well, it looks like a table, right? But it's not. Well, it is a table in a sense. Let me talk about this here. So, what I did is I designed that for a project I was working on called for my old computer. I have an old i7 core processor. It's about 5 years old, but it still has a lot of power to it. 16 gigs of RAM, massive amounts of spinning disks are in there. So, it has a purpose. And I'm going to turn that into a server so I can offload files, run a Plex or Jellyfin. That's something totally different. I know you guys are going, what the heck are you talking about? Video file processing, but this is not what this is about. I'm going to show you how I came up with the design in a program called Onshape. Now, Onshape is a free CAD program. I use free with an exclamation mark here. The reason I say it's free is because the free version, anyone can see your library. So keep that in mind with a grain of salt. But what I found is that you need to know like someone's login, the name of the file. You need to have more than just their information. Now, I am willing to put my file up for anyone that wants to follow it. But we're going to redesign it right here in Onshape. I already have Onshape booted up right now. There we go, right here. So the file's called Table Remake, but this is just the file. So what I'm going to first do is I got to figure out what basis I want to work on. So I'm going to go with the top layer. So we'll click on top, and that gives us all views. Now I am going to turn off front, and I'm going to turn off right for now because we're not going to use those. And I'm going to open up the sketch. The sketch tool is your first tool you have to open up to make your plane. And so you say, okay, so I'm going to grab a box. Oops. I kind of closed my sketch by accident. So let me reopen that up. Let me go look for a rectangular device. There's my rectangle. So we're going to design it. Blow it to this. Okay, it's not a normal size. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some constraints on it. Now there's a tool here called Dimension. This allows me to take I can say from here, and then I click down here, and it gives me a dimension size. Okay, I don't like that size. Let's go with 200. Okay, zoom out. And I am going to click here, and I'm going to click here, and make this 200. See how easy it is just to set up dimension sizing? Very simple. So now that I have my idea of what I want to do, I hit OK. So I hit the check mark. There it is. Now I can turn top off because we don't need to see that anymore. And I am going to hit this extrude file. First, make sure it's highlighted before I hit extrude. Now extrude allows me to set up how tall I want the object to be. We're going to go with 10 here. So I'm going to hit 10. Boom. Done. Instant. That's easy, eh? Now we come into the fun part. So I hit OK. Okay, as you can see, we have our block here. So I'm going to hit top. And then I'm going to hit sketch. Because what I want to do is I want to put a sketch on this surface right here. Now, if you notice, sketch was red because there was nothing selected. Now that I've hit select, now it has an area where it knows where I want to put my sketch. So first things first is I want to put some circles down. I'm not going to draw them too big, just slightly anywhere I want to. So that's a little small, but I will do. Okay, so there, as you can see, they're not really lined up anywhere. They're just all over the place. So What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my dimension tools, and I'm going to bring the circle up to here, and I am going to make it only 15 millimeters up. Boom. Now, if you notice, it moved the circle that way, away from where it was positioned. So all I have to do is hit this dimension tool again, click on the wheel, click on this line, and when you don't click it, it doesn't show up. So here I go again. And that's 40 millimeters away. No, I want it to be 15 millimeters away. Boom. Circle's in place. So I'm going to do that for this one too. Boom. 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 15. Then we're going to hit the circle again. Wall. Too far away. 15. And so on and so forth for all the rest of them. Okay, with doing that, now everything is now, as you can see, in center for the actual design. So now the next stage we're going to hit OK. Well, actually, no, we're not going to hit OK. Haha. So now that we got these all lined up, they're now lined up to the actual board we built. So now I want to make the circles a little bit bigger. So I'm going to hit the circle. And lo and behold, we got our tool there. So I want these to be about, let's go with 40 millimeters. Let's see how big a 40 is. Wow, that's big. Yeah, I'm okay with that. No, you know what? Let's make these 20. And here's the nice thing. You can always go back, double click on it, and change the dimensions. So you can make it 20, you can make it 40. Let's make these 30. Let's just go with 30. I know it's a prime number, but hey. No, sorry, it's not a prime number. If I went 33, that's a prime number. But if I go 30, that can be divisible by 10. So we'll go with 30. And we'll click on this one. We can make that 30. Boom. And what these 15s are doing is they're keeping them locked in. So they only expand out into the field rather than expand into the field. And if you notice that my 30 is over here, I can actually shorten that down. I can place it anywhere around on the circle. So I'll place it right here, making it look nice. And I'll do that for this one too. 30, 30. The circle is now going to be 30. And as you can see, I throw it right up there. So I'm just going to go like this, up, boom. And I'm going to set the dimensions on this one too. Let's just do it real tight. Boom. Done. Now you're probably thinking, oh, that's it, right? No. So I also had screws in mind. I was using a 0.4 screw. So what we're going to do, we're going to make a screw hole that's going to be 0.4. So let's build again. So with our circle point again, we're going to line up with the actual circle there. We're going to open that up a little bit. Doesn't have to be exact. Remember that. Just got to open it up a little bit so we can do what needs to be done. Okay. So each circle now needs to be dimensioned. So we hit our dimension tool again and we click on here, and I'm going to set this for 4. Once again, click, pull down, 4, enter. And bring that down a little bit more so we can see that where these 4s are. Come on. And this is nice about the program because you can easily put your dimensions wherever you want. And you can always go back and change dimensions as you play with the tools. So I'm going to hit, no, the wrong tool. I want this tool here. Click on this, pull it out, go 4, pull it in. So I'll pull that out of there. Just to make it all neat and clean so I can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. So as you can see, all the dimensions are there. Pretty simple. Now you're probably going, okay, now what's next? Well, we're going to hit okay. So now that we have a design now set up on our pad, you're probably thinking, well, then what's next? Well, we're going to extrude and cut using the extrude tool. So the extrude tool has add, remove, and insert. You know what I mean. You guys can read it too. So I am going to click on each of these wide circles. Boom, 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 and boom. Now I do know that we have a build of 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with a build of 5. Why am I selecting 5? Well, I'm going to remove 5 millimeters from the actual from the circle bases. So all of them we're going to have a deeper insert. So I hit check mark. Boom. Now all you see are pegs. Well, the pegs are going to be removed. So what I do is I click on the pegs. And we hit sketch again. I'm sorry, extrude again. I click on remove. Now I can do it 25 millimeters. I mean, it's not right, but I'm going to click on each of these holes. Now I said remove. It can be as deep as I want it, but all of them are going to be removed. So I hit OK. Boom. Now I have holes. How simple is that? But we're not done yet. No. Now that we have our beautiful holes, let's look at the bottom. We're on the bottom now of the actual print, which is going to be your top print. I like to use whenever I'm printing, use my top layer as the smoothest layer. In this case, because I'm going to be printing it on a CR10, which is what this was printed on a mirror. I wanted the nice shining side up. So I am going to click on these holes here. First I'm going to click on sketch. Okay. So we have on a plane, here we go. We have these circles that are here and here and here. Now I know that the ones I'm going to be using are ball top style screws. So I want them to sink down a little bit. I know that the length of it is about 2 millimeters in length, but I want there to be a little bit more depth of sinking because at the very top, it works out to 2.75 if I remember correctly. So I'm going to sink these to about 3 millimeters. And I know the size is going to be 8 millimeters across for the actual button hole. So what I will do here is I will click on this hole here. Okay. Go again with the circle. And what's nice about this, if I zoom in on this, you can align yourself with that hole by just hovering your mouse over it. See that little square right there? I'll zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see it. So if I go over here, that square right there, that I'm hovering my mouse is under, that is the center point for the screw hole. Now I can go like that and I can open it up a little wider. Now I don't have to be exact because we're going to use the tool again, dimension. Everything gets dimensioned. It just makes everything easier. 8. Enter. Now there's another tool I could show you guys that I could show, which I'm going to do right now. So you're probably wondering, what if I, have holes and I want to align them and there's no way to align them on, and you run into an issue where you can't align? Well, this is where this tool comes into line. So I'm going to also turn it to construction mode. Construction mode means that it just draws a line parallel to what I need it to. So I could draw a construction line. And automatically, as I draw it, it lines the hole. It shows me exactly where I want to be. And the construction line does not show up in your prints. So you can actually say, okay, I'm not sure on the length of this. What would that be? Well, you can draw a construction line. And then you can, I believe it is something here. No, sorry. But you can use the construction line and then use your dimension tool to find out the dimensional length, because now this is aligned with the circle at the end. Because as I draw that line, you saw it go right across and then lock in. So that's one way you guys can do that. So just an option that's available, but we don't need it for this. So I just want to show you that option. Okay, so we're going to zoom in on this. Where is that little hole? Oh yeah, I gotta select my tool. There we go. Open it up. Boom. Dimension it. I said 8. Zoom out. Now, if you notice, I zoomed out and zoomed back in. Boom, there it is. So if I want to look at one area, I can click over here and I can zoom in and it brings me back to that area. Escape. I don't want that hole. Okay. So we're going to dimension again. Boom. Boom. 8. Then zoom out. I click on this. Zoom in again. Pull up. 8. Zoom out. Pull them up. Above that. There we go. Sketch is now done. So I hit click again. So now you're thinking, okay, so we're going to cut again, correct? That is absolutely correct. So let's cut. So I'm going to highlight all of them highlighted at once. Extrude. Now we're only going to cut this by 3 millimeters, and we're going to use the cuts. Oops. And select all of them. Boom. Boom. So I'm going to go with that solid remove. Sorry, I got the wrong selection done on. And we hit these rings here. I hit OK. And there they are. We got 3 holes. So top and bottom. Now you can do some fancy stuff now, but I'm not going to get into that just yet. Okay, so now we're going to design the legs. Now the legs I designed are a little bit different from the ones that you're seeing on the screen that I didn't show you guys because, well, I didn't have the object to show it to you guys, but here it is. So if you look inside, they're actually hollow. I bet you're going, what? Hollow? Huh? How'd you, what? Hollow? Yeah, so to say plastic, I actually made them hollow. But there's a core about, maybe about that tall inside there, so that the screws could go down, grab onto something, and hold it in place. I'll show you guys how I did that next. Okay, so as I short myself back into here, we're going to hit a little button here. It's called the plus. Insert, insert new tab. So I don't want to insert a new tab, but I want to create a new part studio. So I'm going to go create new part studio. Boom. Okay, top again. That's what we're going to select. Let's look at the top. Show me the top. Take out the front. Take out the side, right? And I'm going to sketch right here. Boom, sketch. Thank you. Okay. So we're going to draw a circle. We're going to dimension it. Let's make it 30. Boom, done. There's a circle. So the next part is we're going to hit OK, and then we're going to extrude that baby. Now I'm only going to extrude up to 25 millimeters. I got to look which way the arrow is pointing on this one. There we go. Perfect. Straight up. I say, okay, done. And you're probably thinking, that's not that tall, Ron. Here's a taller. Yes, so here's what I did extra. So I went to sketch again on the surface, okay? And I went, okay, so I want to make it 100 millimeters tall. So I went with 2 sketches here. So on sketch 2, I found my center point on the actual item. So we'll go zoom, go to the top. Here's my center point. I'm going to go right out. Just a little bit. Then I go and use my circle again, find my center point, and then make a smaller circle. So what I did is I first dimensioned the first circle. Okay. I'm going to call it, I just made it 30. Exactly the same size as the one that's already there. In here, though, now this is kind of a cool little feature I can do here, is I can space out these two and make it only 5 millimeters. So now they are 5 millimeters apart, and then I can hit done. Okay. So now I can select whatever ring I want. So I hit extrude again, and I'm going to hit the middle. Boom. And I want to extend that up to, let's say, 100. But because I am doing the direction, as you can see, there you go. It's a hole in the center. Hit OK. Boom. There's my leg with a nice hollow entrance. So you're not using a lot of plastic. Now, you're probably saying, what about the screw hole? Well, that's where we go back to sketch. Click on the surface again. Use our circle. Find our point. There's our center point. Open it up. And we want to make that with a dimension tool. So we'll grab a dimension and tap that and pull it down. And I'm not happy with that, so I'm going to make it 4. Boom. There we go. Now, here's where math comes into play. Depending on what type of screw you're going to be using, you're going to want to figure out how depth you want. Now, if I'm going to use 20 millimeter screws, -5 from 20 is 15 depth. So I'm going to go with a 17 millimeter depth to give me a little bit extra clearance just in case I need that extra clearance. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to hit extrude. Click on the center. And I'm going to put it in 17. And I'm going to click remove. So it's going to remove 17 millimeters from there. Hit enter. Boom. There's your hole. That's how easy it is to design this stuff. Future on here. Sorry about this, people, but I totally forgot about something that I meant to show you. And I wanted to cut back to the video. So let's go back to Onshape here. Now, there's 2 things I forgot to show you guys. You can rename your parts area. So you can name it Studio 1, Studio 2, or you can change the titling. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Parts Studio 2. I forgot to show you a cool tool. So this is called the fillet tool. Now, if you've never used the fillet tool, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it. And I'm going to round the edges here because, let's face it, these edges just look horrible. Ugh. So I'm going to hit there. And then I'm going to hit there, 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 and there. Okay, so like 5 millimeters. We're going to increase that to 10. No, wait a minute. 5 and 5 is, let's make this 7. Oh, no, it doesn't like 7. Okay. Let's make this with 5. 5 millimeters leaves a little bit of a no gap in there. How smooth is that? Yeah. So once you hit OK, so you got smooth top and bottom. So you get that smooth, rounded feel to it. I'm also going to say you can also do this on your part studio. So say you want to add a little fillet at the top here to, make it fit in a little bit better. Well, you can use the fillet or you can use the chamfer. I prefer a fillet over a chamfer any day of the week, but either or will work. So I usually go with a fillet, and I will click around here, and I will give it a dimension of not 5. Well, that's way too much. Maybe 3? Yeah, 3 millimeters. And hit OK. And what that does, it just makes it easier for the part to go in and lock into the print. But you can also use a chamfer if you want to. So say if I go back here and I want to use the chamfer instead, I can click on chamfer, click on this, and then it asks me the distance. I want to make it 20. Well, that's a lot. Distance, let's make it 5. It's all collecting red. It says right here is what I want to do. And that will give you a chamfer up and down. Now I can change the degree. If I don't like the degree, I can change it to 20 degrees. Make it a little bit more of a smoother transaction. And I only want that to be 2 millimeters. And you can do that. But I'm a fan of a fillet over a chamfer any day of the week. But fillets and chamfers have their needs. So really, that's going to be up to you what you want to choose. Now, back to the video. Fairly simple to design, easy to make any shape you want, and that's how I built that. So hopefully this video has helped you guys come with a little bit more creativity. If you're interested in the Onshape file library, I might make that file available. I have to figure out how to do it, how to put up the link and everything else for you guys, but it'll take me maybe about, it will be in the links down below. Guys, I'd like to know, did this get you inspired? Are you inspired to build something? And if so, are you going to build an Onshape? Or are you going to use like other programs like Fusion 360? I think there's also FreeCAD. There's a lot of CAD programs out there. But if you'd like to see more of me building stuff or me coming up with ideas, let me know. I'll be more than happy enough to show you guys videos of me working on techniques and everything else. So anyways, I want to say thank you so much for watching. And you know, let your creativity fly. Let your ideas come to life. And hopefully I taught you guys something. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one.